Most of us know that characters like the Incredible Hulk, Spider-Man and many, many more are the property of America's Marvel Comics. Now, for the first time, this American publishing institution have allowed a British team to join its ranks. And with their own special edition, they've even allowed the Brits to poke fun at their superhuman creations. The new team is cartoonist Dicky Howett of Chelmsford and his script-writing partner, Tim Quinn. And this is the first broadcast from the newest television channel, Channel 33 and a third. And here are the creators, Tim and Dicky. Actually, what you're doing is a bit different to the traditional Marvel comic, isn't it?
Well, it's a bit different from the traditional comic, quite honestly. We're trying to get away from the stereotypes of comics for children and getting into a more 80s upbeat version of it.
Yes.
You do the pictures, you do the words.
I do the words, yeah. Certainly it's different from Marvel. Up until now, they've only been doing adventure kind of strips. Ours is very, very humorous indeed.
And you're the only English who are doing this sort of thing, aren't you?
The only English comic writers working for Marvel, yeah. Comic writers.
Let's have a look at some of the characters that you've created. There's that fella down there with the green face, for example.
Yes, that's Hulk the Menace, who's a combination of Dennis the Menace and Incredible Hulk, but nastier, 10 times nastier.
At least 10 times.
Is that Adolf Hitler in front of him?
No, it's not. That is Winston S. Quayle, and that's Adolf Hitler's double. Now, not many people know the story about him, but if you get this comic, you can read it yourself.
Yes.
Unlike the diaries, ours is the true story.
What's the true story behind the fellow with the lightning on his yellow vest?
This one here, that's Jet Lag. He's the fastest slow coach in the galaxy, and his adventures always end up in mud or cement. He comes to a sticky end.
What happens to the Mr. Snowman? He melts, does he?
No, he's called Frostbite, and he's a member of the world's largest superhero group, who are called the Fantastic 400. And he's the dog's body of the group. He's always been picked on and sent out for pizzas by the rest of the group.
Are all your characters, by and large, goodies? I mean, apart from the Dennis, the green fella?
Rather stupid, yeah. More than
Pretty
goodies.
Thick.
Yes.
Are they?
Terribly thick,
I won't ask whether they reflect their creators.
Unlike the creators.
Not at all.
Who's that strange-looking fellow with the goldfish bowl on his head?
That's Aqualung, and he's the leader of the Fantastic 400, and as you can see, keeps his pet goldfish swimming around inside his helmet there.
So an animal lover can't be all that bad. I do recognise that character there. That is Doctor Who, is
well,
it?
that's our version of Doctor Who, the only version as far as I'm concerned.
Is there another version?
How does it all start? Let me ask you that. I mean, what comes first, the words or the pictures? Or?
Well, the idea has to come first, and then I knock out a script on the old typewriter, send it over to Dicky, because I live in Leeds, Dicky's in Chelmsford, so it's a strange
good working relationship. We're 200 miles apart.
Which is probably as well.
Let's have a look at a typical layout. Yeah. We've got one over here.
This is Hulk the Menace. As I say, he's a very naughty chap.
Yeah, this strip took the comic world by storm when it came out. Did it? It took parents by storm anyway. It's a bit on the
I mean, I was going to ask you that, looking through some of your work, do you find that it does give offence to people?
Hopefully to parents anyway, yeah. We don't care.
We do. We don't. I mean, we try and get away from this rather sort of boring 40s humour that appears to be in comics these days, and get back to a sort of punchy, racy fun thing.
But don't you find that the parents say, "Look, you're leading my child astray, encouraging him to do naughty things"?
Yes, they do. But we're not writing for the parent. We're writing for the child. So as long as the kids are enjoying it, it's working.
And they are. They write to us.
They write to us. They actually write to us.
And we ought to say that one of your characters, Mrs. Whitewash, she's keeping a good.
Bless her heart. Yes, she keeps an eye on us, and when she's not looking, we get on with it.
Let's have a look at another page here, which there's so much detail in your drawings.
Well, yes, actually, I'm hopefully getting better and better as I go along. This is a strip, one of the strips called Fantastic 400, and this is set in New York City. And I try to get as realistic as possible. I've been to New York, and one of that picture on the left of the screen there was virtually drawn from life.
And it does give us a wonderful taste of your dialogue. Look at that exclamation there.
As you can see, I learned most of my trade from watching About Anglia newscasts, as you can tell.
That's hell, because
pronounced.
Are there some other wonderful sounds that they make?
Yes, well, there's glack, of course, and there's gloop.
How about...
Need I go on?
That's another one.
That's a great one.
That's a good one.
I ought to ask you whether you can hear the voices of your characters, can you, when you're writing about them?
Yes, at times. For instance, Hulk the Menace, which you'll see on Dicky's T-shirt there, I see him as a scouser. A real thick scouser,
You haven't got a bit of his dialogue, have you, to give us a taste of it?
I haven't really got a bit of his dialogue, because every time I try and do a Scouse accent, it comes out Birmingham-like, you know, so I mean...
Go on, give us a bit. Go on. Animate him.
You've done something for us. You've created a new character, haven't you?
Yes, the strip The Fantastic 400 has 400 characters in it, and this is the 400th. We've got 399. This is the 400th, but we haven't got a name for it.
Now, you might recognise him, actually.
It does look familiar, doesn't it?
It does indeed,
with
yes.
the A up there.
Now, as Dicky said, the problem is we've got a name. I've named the rest of the Fantastic 400, all 399 of them, but now I've run out of names. So perhaps if there's some children watching, they might have an idea to send in the name for this character. And if they do, they'll win this superb piece of artwork. Can't be bad.
Well, thank you very much, Dicky Howett and Tim Quinn. Marvellous piece of artwork, that lovely cartoon. Don't worry, we'll show you it again in just a moment. Let me remind you, first of all, that tomorrow there's our second poll and constituency report. That deals with Chelmsford. There's all our regular items as well, sport, right now, and Patrick's Pantry. I don't know what he's going to be cooking up, but he'll be here. Now let's have a look at that lovely cartoon character again. All sorts of names come to mind, don't they? Does his name begin with A? I don't know. Anyway, if you can think of it, send your answers. Mark cartoon at the top. Send it to Anglia Television, Norwich. That'll reach us. And remember, the best name, the one we think's the best, will win that lovely bit of artwork. Good night.